The violence is not restricted to Gaza. At least 4 Palestinians were killed in the Israeli-occupied West Bank today. That's according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. They were killed during an early morning Israeli raid on Jenin. Israel claims it found explosive devices during those raids. The Palestinian Health Ministry says nearly 120 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank since October 7th. It is on the West Bank of the Jordan River. It's bordered by Jordan, the Dead Sea, and Israel. Israel took control of it in 1967, and Palestinians consider it illegally occupied land. Of the estimated 3.2 million people living there, more than 700,000 are Jewish Israelis, known as settlers. Israel allowed them to move in, though Palestinians, the UN, and most of the international community consider their settlements illegal. The settlements have grown, and settlers continue to build barriers between them and their Palestinian neighbors. The tensions flare up every day. Our Daniele Hamamdjian recently visited the West Bank, and a warning: some of the details in her story are disturbing. Danielle.
Donna, there are now fears the West Bank is at a boiling point and could become another front in a wider conflict. Even the White House, a staunch ally of Israel, has urged Benjamin Netanyahu to, quote, rein in extremist settlers. The stillness of this landscape can be deceiving. The West Bank is not under bombardment, but it is under Israeli occupation. And Israeli settlements, though a violation of international law, have only expanded, and the violence only getting worse. Shootings, beatings, homes torched, cars torched, theft, attacks by Israeli settlers against Palestinians here in the West Bank have increased dramatically in the past year, even more so in the past 3 weeks. On a morning drive through the village of Taibe, we stumble upon a family who's just been attacked. We would defend ourselves with weapons if we could, says Mohammed, but we don't have any. He says Israeli settlers stormed his house, sprayed tear gas on his daughter, began shooting, and then left with 100 sheep worth at least $50,000 US. The first responder on the scene, and who some might see as an unlikely ally, is Rabbi Arik Asherman. He's been working with human rights groups for decades, documenting injustices against Palestinians.
We are all in pain. We are terribly angry. I've never seen anything like this. All the doors are closed right now. Your average Israeli cannot distinguish between Palestinian terrorists and terrorized Palestinians.
He had blue eyes and a beard. Mohammed had never seen him before.
They shoot live bullets. They're all armed, like the civilian. They're not army though. They come civilian. They arms. Anybody moved, anybody say no to them, they try to kill people.
Recently, in the span of a few hours, 4 Palestinians were killed, shot by settlers and Israeli soldiers, according to Palestinian authorities. The next day, during their funeral procession, more live rounds were fired at Palestinians, killing a father and son.
This is just our land. It's just that simple. This is our land.
Yishai Fleischer is a settler spokesperson in the West Bank city of Hebron who sees no contradiction in his beliefs. Fleischer says he doesn't condone the attacks on Palestinians, but that the Jewish people can't be expected to be passive. And is your goal to drive the Palestinians on what you call your land out?
Only jihadis. I got a problem with jihadis. I have no problem with Arabs or Palestinians. I have no problem with that. People who respect my law. This is a tribal region. Arabs that want to live within our tribal lands just have to respect our laws. That's the way of the Middle East.
Palestinian officials say the past 3 weeks have been the bloodiest in the West Bank in the last 15 years. Critics have long complained about a culture of impunity against extremist settlers, and human rights organizations say criminal charges against them are extremely rare. Donna.
Danielle, thanks.